Yo, 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 it's Tez. I'm back again. I'm a bit ill at the moment, so my voice is terrible. So I'm back. I feel like playing a game again, and I'm going to play some Star Trek from basically from my bed because I'm knackered. But I want to play a game, so here we go. We'll continue where we left off from the last one.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with. I am not the chief engineer of this shuttlecraft.
The Ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chovok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking. You did the smart thing.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle of Saurian brandy you're still on the hook for. But first, we have work to do.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
Okay, let's do this. Sorry if I'm not talking that much. I am,
So...
as you can hear, like, just
I know about your
bummed
talk
up.
with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't gonna work for me. And I know you'll respect that.
Are you... upset?
Not on your life, Diaz. But you need to be careful. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something. Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
Good day, mate.
Subspace variance out of tolerance.
Yo, zombie.
What
How
does
you,
that mean?
dude?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
Ah, I caught a bit of your game earlier on. But just before you went off.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the
Yeah,
shuttle
so
didn't turn
I
inside
decided
out.
to go with this game
Makes me
because
think
I'd
the
already
computer panicked on
started
the
it.
warp field
But I have a
equation.
ton of other games that
Any one of
I
these
could be
failures
playing.
should have thrown a fault.
I've thought about
If it was
playing.
caused
Just
by
last
a
couple of
system
days I've
failure.
just been
This
so under the
caused
weather.
relays to blow. Roll
As
forward
you
to
can
the
probably
map.
hear by my voice, I'm
Yes,
just
ma'am.
totally all bunged up.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
Okay, I'll just go for the
I'll
top
check the
one.
navigation array.
Yeah, so the games that I've got, God of War, I downloaded. Far Cry 6, I've got the other day. I've got... Okay, 1 second. No, what?
Hope you get better soon.
I don't know what happened there. Yeah, like I'm feeling a bit better today than I was yesterday. What the hell just happened to the game? Right, okay. I'm supposed to. Sorry, I lost my attention for a moment. Okay, I'm gonna have to go through this bit again.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock.
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador
Damn,
shuttle be flight ready.
having to do this whole bit
I need you
again.
both to ascertain the root cause of the system failure.
Yeah, so all those games I've got
I'm
Red
surprised,
Dead
Commander.
Redemption 2,
I
No
thought
Man's
you'd have
Sky,
wanted to
and I've
work
got
on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I
Batman,
respect the Ambassador and his many
Arkham
accomplishments,
Knight,
but I do not
Batman
derive any
Arkham
satisfaction
City,
from interacting
Batman
with his
Arkham
shuttle
Asylum.
as if it were somehow transubstantiated
So I
through
could
its
play any of
association.
those.
Especially
So if
when we have the
anybody
entirety of this starship
has a
to
preference
concern
and would like to see me play any of those games, just let me know in the comments.
I am not the chief engineer of this shuttlecraft.
The ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so this is deja vu at the minute, because I've just
Even
done this
Sherlock has
bit.
to look at that face and
For
know
some
he's
reason I
earned some
pressed
real
square,
respect.
which took me completely out of the game
And I have
without
to
giving me
admit
any option.
That I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle of Saurian brandy you're still on the hook for. But first, we have work to do.
Ready to go?
All set.
Okay, I'm
Let's
going
run
to
the
try and do it the
diagnostic.
same way as it did it last time. Just skip through it a bit quicker.
So... I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because
Yeah, I have been getting stuck in the forest.
out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms.
Are you upset.
Yeah, mate, I've noticed
Not
that
in
you're really
polite
into
way.
the survival building sort of genre.
But you need to be
Like Daisy and
I
The
like
Forest.
my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something. Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
That's it. Just find a game you can play and that lets you play even when sick. I have a few like that.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
Yeah, it's kind of like why I chose this, because it's easy. Don't have to do much.
Subspace variance out of tolerance.
It's not like I'm running around having
does
to
that
check
mean?
every corner.
It means
My safe to play whenever. Games face with tears of joy.
Will the array going offline cause that?
yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
There was a complete warp cascade.
Yeah, it looks like a
failure.
proper chill out
Wow.
type of game,
They're lucky
where
the
you can
shuttle
just
didn't turn
wander
inside out.
around and do your
Makes
shit
me
at
think
your
the
own
computer
speed.
panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
That was one of the
Maybe it
reasons
was
I
caused by
liked
a system
No
failure.
Man's Sky. I don't know if you're familiar with No Man's Sky,
Roll forward to when that
but there's a,
Yes, ma'am.
as well as space exploration, there's a lot of building that you can do.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings.
can make some
and
great
then attempt
stuff.
To re-engage the warp drive.
There.
Like
That's the relays
bases and
blowing.
underground bases and under the sea bases and all sorts of crazy stuff.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
Makes me want to play it, actually, talking about it.
They're all the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked or the navigation array is offline.
And there's been a new
makes sense.
update, so you can basically build
Divide
your
and
own ship
conquer.
now.
You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
Okay, so I'm pretty
I'll
much
check
back up to where I
navigation.
was last time. Because for some reason I exited out of the game, and I'm not going to do that this time. Alright, okay. Alright, where am I going? What am I looking for? Yeah. Yeah, put it back on. Oh, I'm on. It wants me to go in there then, doesn't it? No, can't get in there. Tricorder. That's the panel inside the... Okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Navigation array checks out. So
Just stumbling through it.
Except it's not. Checked and double checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
Oh look, there's his girlfriend.
Hey.
I'm not here.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
No, that's more accurate.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole, steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
You don't want to miss your train.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now. More important things on my mind.
Yo, we're going in for the kiss, guys. We're going in for the kiss. Cement the relationship early.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Save some of that for when I get back.
You've got a deal.
Be seeing you.
Salarda Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go. All right, where were we?
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You wanna take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now. Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However,
It is a bit slow though,
Resolute
this game.
computer doesn't show the same subspace
Oh,
variance.
there's my
We're in
phone,
the same
just fell
conditions
off.
The shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace
Yeah, we
variance
understand all
theory for
that.
now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, It should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2. 3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Uh-oh. That don't sound good. Could do with a really decent Star Trek game with the old characters. I mean, a really good one. Even like one that goes from the old one through the next generation, that would be brilliant. About time someone came up with that.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you have come. My name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is
I mean, I know you've got a few,
this is
but
Commander Jara
I mean, I'm talking
First
about a
officer
AAA
aboard the
type
USS
game.
Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Lydians.
It's very nice to meet you.
Likewise, I hope...
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
I think we're about to begin.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here. But that guy was something.
That may be true. But let's keep an open mind going into the negotiations. Hopefully he's just one voice amongst many.
Then let's hope he's the outlier.
The Hotari have invited us as their guests, so we must show them the proper respect.
Yeah, did I mention that I'm trying to play this game in the spirit of Star Trek as well, so that's why I'm making the kind of decisions that I am.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Hotari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With
Yeah, what's up,
due
good?
respect to the Federation and their ambassador. They have no
Hope you're doing well
authority
today.
here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Lydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if
Good.
you cannot remain silent,
Hoping the thunderstorms in my area don't force me to cancel my stream. Lol.
point is well taken.
Oh yeah,
What is
that's
the
the point, man.
Federation's interest
Whereabouts
in this
are you?
matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
Oh, I'm in sort of middle of the UK and it's raining and horrible outside.
Kentucky.
Oh, you're in Kentucky.
I thought they wanted us here.
Yeah, so serious thunderstorms when you have them.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Cobliard?
She's
Yeah,
not
but it's
part of
slashing it down here. Weather's horrible.
Then let her.
But until then, doing my movie research for tonight's film and gathering a few memes for it.
One should know their place. What you might be somewhere else
Oh, nice.
is not what you are here. Which is standard.
Oh, what time are you doing the stream?
And a queen deserves respect. A bow is not too much to ask. Is Hotari Prime heart of the Hotari system?
I am unfamiliar with your customs, Your Majesty.
We may not be a powerful civilization in your eyes, but we are prideful people.
5 p.m. EST, about 1st of February hours from now. The film we're talking about is Napoleon Dynamite.
Their injustice towards the Cobliard is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elidians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us.
Right, so 2.5 hours. Yeah, I can probably pop in for a bit of that. It was a long time ago when I watched Napoleon Dynamite, though. A long time. So I've not seen it recently. Are you going to have the gang there? Blue collar, etc.
Hundreds of innocent Elidians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Cobliard suffered, you find
Tonight's guests are uninspired reviewer, Fermented Cinema, and Jacob Ironside.
under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
If the opportunity presented itself, and I wish that it
Yeah,
had.
I'll try and pop by. I mean, I'm not doing anything else, so I mean, I'm pretty ill at the minute, so I'm basically confined like to my sort of bed. So I'm just chilling out and playing games at the minute. Not got the PC on, but I can always watch it on the phone, or watch some of it on the phone at least until the battery runs out.
The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a new
Cool beans.
of peace. So why
Yeah,
are
cool.
you
I'll drop by in a bit and yeah, see how things are going with it.
not your Federation rhetoric?
As Ambassador Spock has said, we've come seeking a peaceful resolution to this conflict, and have no interest in your dilithium.
I'm not nearly as naive as you must think. The Federation has done business with the Elidians for decades, which makes me question your motives.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without a Lydian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries.
You at Tez made this.
Who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on town?
Yo, Shiny, what's up, man?
Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Elidians? Can only be one or the other. Not
Okay.
both.
I don't know.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
The mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred.
I don't even know whether I've made the right decision. I should have listened better to what was going on.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
Good afternoon.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
I hope we meet again.
Commander Jaro Rydek, Your Majesty.
It's been a pleasure, Commander Rydek.
Alright, so for everyone like that's watching or watches later, it's my 50th birthday tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to be streaming something. Hopefully I feel a bit better. I sound terrible at the moment.
You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened to those?
No, you're turning 25.
Yeah, 25, that's right, mate. For some reason I said 50. Okay, see what I do here. I think I kind of ballsed it up in the meeting by saying things that I shouldn't have said. So I'm going to have to start listening to what these people are saying now.
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari. I knew the Federation would see through the Elidians.
8, I might come back later, but for now, CLS out.
No problem, bro. Take it easy. Don't forget to leave me a like, though. Gotta need those likes. Everybody needs the likes.
But we can agree to disagree.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Elidians.
Not seized. Reclaimed.
Yeah, like the stream hobos.
Restored to their rightful owners.
Yeah, I am a stream hobo, man.
Before the Elidians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
I'm curious why the Elidians haven't fought back. They have the ability to retake the mines anytime they want.
Ability is one thing. Courage is another. The Elidians know any hostile...
Or be super cool and like it 3 times.
They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force...
Yeah, 3 times. Nice one.
Any talk of making peace is just that.
And with different accounts.
Oh my life, how many do you have?
Which makes me wonder about your ship.
That's mad,
The
that
Resurgence.
is. I have one.
Undoubtedly the Federation's finest
I couldn't
warship,
imagine having more than one.
ready to contend with anything
It'd be too
the
much.
Illyrians might have in store. Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
No need to worry. Even in a worst-case scenario, the fleet is always within reach.
But it would probably take them quite some time to get here.
I have a movie channel, meme channel, and gaming channel.
Other ships in the sector.
Of course.
I don't know how you have the time to do all that, mate. I really don't.
Sidron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Okay, that's them spoken to. I don't know if I'm making a good impression on anybody, but let's have a quick look. Oh, so he thought I handled it well. What am I doing? I performed well under pressure, did I? Okay.
Commander Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
I'm glad to hear it. I just hope you're not the only one who feels that way.
I apologize for that. These are unusual times, to say the least. Much is changing. I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero. I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now, they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
I don't trust their instincts, which are leading us to war.
So, Gord, are you a Star Trek or a Star Wars guy, or a bit of both, or neither?
You've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Do you think it has something to do with the ion storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems. So maybe the Lydians weren't willing to risk their ships, given all the interference.
I have watched very little Star Trek, but I did recently purchase the original series. I saw the modern films and don't care for them. I love. New Star Wars is awful.
I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines.
Oh yeah, I agree. Star Wars has done nothing but go downhill. I mean, I don't. The Acolyte. My son said to me the other day, he says, "Daddy, you're going to watch The Acolyte?" And I said, no, I'm just not going to watch it because of everything that goes with it. I'm just not interested, like, in the background politics of the makers and why they made it that way. I'm just not interested.
I'd better see what's happening.
So everything nowadays is becoming more about the people that wrote it and directed it, and the showrunner is more important, and the story and servicing through the actors and all that. None of that is as important as the message that the creators are trying to get over, whatever that message is for whichever they are. So it's just annoying. I don't like it.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting
I think a
again.
lot of people are turning to older stuff now.
I couldn't help but notice.
Agreed.
And either
It's all
rewatching
messaging and
it.
self-inserting.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Fairness,
Yeah,
I should offer another perspective.
it takes it away. It takes you out of the fact that
I'm
you're
probably
watching
not telling you anything
a
you don't
fictional
already know,
story.
but these
It takes you out of it.
rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to
I
side
mean, it's
with
not
the
even
Hotari
clever.
escapes me.
It's not like
Without a Lydian
movies and
involvement, there is
TV
no
shows.
dilithium trade. But clearly,
Hang on one
you
sec.
weren't aware.
Of all
Yeah,
my
the-
concerns, dilithium
It
is not
shouldn't
one
be
of them.
about
I could care less about
personal
securing the
politics of
supply,
people. It
now
should be
or in
about the
future.
story, and it's
I'd
got
be
lost.
curious to know if the rest
That's
of the
annoying.
Federation shares your indifference.
If it's done in a clever way, if it's done in a real way, then it's fine. But the way that it's forced now
I
is.
have my issues
I mean,
with
have
the
you heard about
Hotari,
the recent
but I have to
laws
give
that
them
have
some
come out
credit.
in Scotland
They
and
know
the
how to seize an
UK?
opportunity.
That's just.
Inciting an
Oh, dear me.
uprising the same
You probably
day
couldn't
as
be a
massive once-in-a-lifetime
movie
ion storm.
reviewer on YouTube in
assumption
Scotland and
was that
say
the
what you
storm
want
is
now
just
because
an
you're
anomaly.
censored.
Yes,
And it's against the
very
law to
convenient
say certain
anomaly.
things.
At least
So,
that was what we were told.
that's just crazy.
Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
Something tells me there's more to the story. So what really happened?
Yeah, I've heard. I'd be arrested.
The official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized
Yeah, so that's
miners seize
the
control
beginning
entire
of the
moon,
fall of
much
free
less thousands of
speech
mines?
in our
But I've talked to people
United
who were
Kingdom.
there. They tell a different story.
Because I can't see it getting repealed.
They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
You just answered your own question. How do a group of miners do something that in theory can't be done? That's how. Harnessing the storm.
But even
The problem is now it's
does that even
overtaken
happen?
nearly all
tell
art
me.
form. And you got to just hope that it's a phase
If
that
you'll
we're going
excuse
through.
me, Commander Ryder.
Because, I mean, I thought we were inclusive and all that before. I don't remember not being inclusive. I mean, for example, when I went to school 40 odd years ago, there was people of all types at school. All colours, all types, from all countries. So they were already there. And all that was there already. And now everyone's pretending like it's completely new. And that we have to accept it as a new thing. It's not a new thing. Been here for ages. Anyway, where the hell am I going? I'm going to have to start concentrating on the game now. I'm going to get lost in my own thoughts.
Well, that was a disaster.
But yeah,
What happened?
the thing is, the overarching theme of that conversation is like it's gone too far. Star Wars has lost
The
it.
Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
We need to know more.
The storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing...
Well, gotta head out. Gonna have some dinner before back-to-back streams. Good chatting with you. Later.
Yeah, cheers for popping by, buddy. I'll pop in your stream later and see how things are going, and yeah, chat again. Chat again, dude. Take care.
An assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clearer picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
Setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. They are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Nah, Lieutenant Commander Chovak's not so bad. You know, once you get used to him. And, I've learned a lot working under him.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to work harder to be a political animal like you, with this new first officer coming aboard. This is far enough. Transporting the first probe into position. Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem?
I just can't get a handle on her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. But on the other, she did listen to my advice and use the whole polarity trick to get you through that excursion alive. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
I'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Whoa. All is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there. With 2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe, we've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there. Listen, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer. What a load of crap. I mean, if he'd said that about Chovak, sure.
Well, if you're asking, I think you're a people person. After all, here we are. Me, an enlisted officer. You, one of the senior staff. Talking like old buddies.
I should send Solano to talk to you.
Bring him on.
I'm sure you can handle him. You've got potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work. And who knows? A solid jack of all departments like you could be Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy where I am.
You must be a glutton for punishment. Sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1.
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have
Tez flag, United Kingdom.
Yo, what's up, Chaos? I don't know what I'm looking for all of a sudden. Yeah, just one. Oh, there it is.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
How are you today anyway, Chaos? Sorry if I sound a bit off, mate. I'm like full of the cold. Ah. Found another one there. Is that it or what? That. Where is it? Am I missing one? Yeah, then what? Can't seem to get anything to happen for some damn reason. Okay, I'm like kind of pressing everything. That's weird. How did that just show up out of nowhere?
This is coming from the moon.
A beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
We're under attack and we didn't even know it. We need to stop them. Unplug whatever it is they're hitting us with.
Now, look here. Current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations, they line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger. Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. One thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out.
A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I thought the Illidians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship.
What do you guys reckon to the graphics on this? I mean, it is the PS5 version.
We're right to be worried. If they're targeting the Resolute and we can't go to warp, that effectively leaves us at their mercy.
Which puts us in a rather difficult position.
Especially if they have more tricks up their sleeve.
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
Why would Tylus help us? Go behind her people's back? It's a fair question, considering.
She's worried that her people are being dragged into something that isn't going to end well for them. She's trying to save them.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
Unless they changed their minds between when they asked and when we got here.
Sidron was very curious when we spoke outside the Queen's chamber. He wanted to know all about us, our ship, the Federation. He wasn't giving any answers. He was looking for them.
Well, I'm sure you didn't tell him too much. I don't think the Illidians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Arminta said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harness the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Illidians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
Commander Rydek, sorry to interrupt. We've received an urgent call from Hotari. The Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Put her through.
Galvin and Sidron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
Got it. Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't be easy, but I have to go.
Tylus.
Can we reconnect?
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
It was hard to tell.
I'm the one who got her into this. If something happens to her, it's my fault.
She's one of the Queen's closest advisors. I'm sure she'll be fine. Assuming the Queen isn't part of this. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that was.
Tyler suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
We can run a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute. But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Illydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We were, after all, sent here to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation. However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action. Otherwise, it could put us in a difficult position.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough. At least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption. And targeting the Resolute.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Will do.
I'll join you and Chovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What do we even do about it?
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Took some damage on the way. That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
3, 2, 1. It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Here, I'll help.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Well, I wouldn't say everything, but I know my stuff.
I can see that.
Come on, start pulling chips.
What's this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
Whoa. This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
Wait. Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination. Retrieve a containment module.
Don't you think we're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue. You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
Well, if it's not natural, then someone might have put it there. It could be a tracking device. Some kind of sabotage. Or even a bomb.
Which is why we need to get it to the containment lab.
Come on.
I can't make an exception. Not even for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are. But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships. Or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels. We shouldn't do this alone.
We're at the edge of the quadrant. Help isn't just gonna pop over like we're in Sector 001.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
You talk like you've never had your backs up against a wall before. This is Starfleet. We solve our own problems.
Okay, stand back. Get this to the containment lab. We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core. Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
Hey Tez, good to see you back, mate. Hope you feeling better.
And I thought she'd gone cold on you.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I feel a bit better today, so I thought I'd play some games for a bit. You know, so I'm still awful though. My chest, my throat. You know, so a couple of days, like I should be back to normal. You know how it is when you get one of these things, mate. It just like it just slays you. You know what I mean? So yeah, it just slays you. So I wanted to do some streaming yesterday and the day before, but I just couldn't. I was just so tired. I sort of slept most of the last 2 days away. So, but today I've got to say I'm feeling a bit more on top of it, a bit more up to it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll feel a lot better. I mean, it's my birthday tomorrow, so I've got to feel a bit more up to it. How are you getting on anyway?
Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us? Or it's because this is all happening so fast? But she usually doesn't scare easy.
Yeah, there was something a little off about her.
Like that talk about sending a distress call? That was pretty out there.
Good, glad you going to be okay, just rest up. But happy birthday for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, cheers, bro. I'll probably stream tomorrow and get the computer on and go back on the group and see what's going on. I know I've just not been able to watch videos because I ain't put the computer on at all.
Made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation.
And of course, I can only use my phone so much for watching videos, so...
Unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari Palace, which she believes came from the mines on Tau. Now, this artifact might have a connection.
I do have a bunch of games, though, that I want to try next. So, as you know, I went through...
Yeah.
Take it from here.
As you know, I went through RoboCop and did the story mode on Dead Rising, but now I've got a bunch of other games ready. I don't know which one to start next, so I'll just read a few of them off, like see what you think. I've got the Batman Arkham Knight. I've got this is a good one. This is the PS5 version as well. I've got the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, which I haven't started yet. I've also got Red Dead Redemption 2, No Man's Sky, plus I've got Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I think that's about it. No, I've got Far Cry 6. Yeah, that's it. So, got a bunch of games that I want to start soon. I don't know how long this one's going to go for, so... Oh, I've also got, was it Gears of War? Somebody says you might like Gears of War, so I thought I'll download that and give it a try then. So, I might try that one at some point.
Of course.
Also, I do feel like redoing Days Gone again. I feel like replaying that.
Us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel, possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon, originating on Tau. Of particular interest is this symbol, which we couldn't identify the origin of.
The Federation database has records from a vast number of civilizations.
See, this game, it's a bit technical to keep up with.
Has come across this before. The system should recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
Displaying symbols from Federation database with a 90% probability of match or higher. Select a symbol to further analyze. .2% match.
Got it.
So, what are we looking at?
The design and composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Khan Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago, but once spanned millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating. The Tekkan were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Is it possible the Hotari found Tekkan technology?
I wonder if they even know what they have.
Our knowledge of the Tekkan is limited. I have only encountered passing references to them.
We don't have the first idea what this is or what it means. And we have all of the Federation records available to us.
Perhaps we should see what else the Federation records show.
Computer, what is the last recorded discovery of other Tekkan artifacts?
On stardate 41386.4, the USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Tekkan outpost in the Delphi-Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship. The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tekkan Empire.
Unbreakable energy draining field. It starts to make sense.
What else is there?
There's a lot here. Let's take it piece by piece.
Select the aspect you wish to learn more about.
Someone from the Tekan Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Tekan Empire?
The entity known as Portal 6-3 is of an unknown nature. A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Tekan Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Tekan outpost through apparent telepathic means. It was by his choice that the Enterprise was released from the energy...
Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a game. Playing through it now, the Batman Arkham game are fantastic. You will love them. Days Gone will be.
As I have said, they were the most advanced civilization in the galaxy.
Yo, so you're playing the Lego Skywalker Saga now? Can you do multiplayer on that, or no?
The technology to capture and hold the Federation flagship would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy-draining field the Tekan used?
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then-current Starfleet...
Hi.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotel.
Just local multiplayer, I think, not online.
We have Tekan technology on board right now?
Hey, buddy, what's up?
I'll run a full analysis in the...
Oh, that's a shame. Although, Mrs. Tez is going to has got it as well. She's got the same game, and when her PlayStation's hooked up, we'll be able to play that together. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, local. See what I can do. But I might do that one. I might throw that one on. But you were going to say, like, yeah, the Arkham games. I really want to give them a try. I did play the very first one, or I gotta say half of the first one. There it is. Yeah, I played half of the first one, and then I switched and got into other games. So yeah, I'm gonna revisit that. I think there's only one of them that I'm missing.
The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so. The entire Delphi-Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets, was considered completely uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence. There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi-Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
I suppose it
Yeah, the Arkham games are great. Arkham Origins is the one you are missing.
The Illidians should have crushed the revolt. But if the Hotari have Tekan technology and can control it, I see why they're willing to negotiate peace. For all we know, this could be just the beginning. And we're up against something greater than we can imagine.
For now, it's probably best we don't let on how much we know.
Play our cards close to the vest. Smart. I agree. Then when the time is right, we can confront them.
Diplomatically, of course.
Right.
We've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
We need to know what's down there. What the Hotari are hiding, to better understand what we're up against. And to neutralize it if we can.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be viewed favorably by either side. However, given the circumstances, we are entirely within our rights to defend ourselves.
I just want to make sure this doesn't blow up in our faces. Which is why I'm thinking of sending Commander Rydek on a covert mission to Tau. Assuming you're up to the task. It would require absolute secrecy. And obviously, it's not without risk.
I'll get the away team in and out. They're in safe hands with me.
Under normal circumstances, that would be the case. Given the sensitive nature of this incursion, I'm afraid you'll have to go it alone. I'm hoping Tylus can accompany you. The priority is to avoid detection. It's a calculated risk. The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our neutrality, and aggravating an already tense situation. We can't afford any mistakes, which is why I've chosen you.
Tylus will be essential to my success. Not only her knowledge of the mines, but her ability to gain access, particularly now that we know which mine we need to get into.
Make sure she understands the need to keep this covert.
She's not going to want her people to know about this.
Get in touch with Tylus and make the necessary arrangements as discreetly as possible.
Bridge to Captain Solano. The Illidians have moved additional ships to the edge of the Hotari system. Current heading is straight for the homeworld.
Understood.
It would seem we no longer have the luxury of waiting. In that case, may I suggest you and I return to Hotari Prime. Doing so will provide Commander Rydek as much time as possible to complete her mission.
Agreed. We'll hail the Queen's delegation from my ready room. We all know what we need to do. Dismissed.
We need some action in this game.
Diaz and Edsolar, where is the crystal formation that you found in the shuttle? I have tasked Ensign Calloway with performing a full analysis of the tetrametric pulses.
Security brought it to the containment lab.
I was just there. They don't know anything about it. Security never checked it in.
Miranda never got there?
She's the one that had the crystal formation?
Yeah, her and the rest of the security detail from the negotiations.
Diaz, Tamaris. Carter Diaz to Miranda Maris.
Commander Westbrook to Petty Officer Miranda Maris. Respond.
Something's not right.
She's still on the ship. She has to be.
Computer, locate Petty Officer Miranda Maris.
Petty Officer Miranda Maris is in the isolinear storage array on Deck 5.
I'll go find her.
Good.
I am sure Mr. Diaz can attend to this on his own.
You would think that Starfleet would avoid making everything like with such a green hue, considering the the Borg. So we'll walk around and see what's going on here. Right, obviously can't go in there.
Someone improperly pulled these isolinear chips.
Yeah, I'm starting to think his girlfriend's a bit sus. I don't know about you guys.
Miranda? You in here? Hello? Hello? Hey! Miranda?
What the hell are you doing, Carter? You almost knocked me to the lower level. What's wrong with you?
Look, I'm in here looking for you.
Well, I'm busy. I was just leaving.
Well, hold on. Commander Westbrook said the crystal formation we found in the shuttle never made it to the containment lab.
I don't know why he'd say that. I brought them there myself. Whatever he told you, he got it wrong. All I know is where I left them.
Why didn't you answer when I tried you on the comm badge? Or when I called out to you in here?
I guess I was caught up in my work. Now, if we're done here, I have to go. Do you mind? I'm in the middle of my shift.
I saw the data terminal and the isolinear chips. Were you copying data? There's no one else in here.
I wasn't. I was performing a security sweep of the area.
And you didn't see the open terminal? I want a straight answer, Miranda. What are you doing here?
Carter, if things are gonna work out between us, I'm gonna need you to trust me a little more than this. Because this is not a good start to a relationship. And I don't get why you're acting this way.
I'm just worried about you. This isn't like you.
You're sweet to worry. But I can take care of myself.
Etzelar de Diaz. What's the holdup?
Don't answer that. You and I can work this out. Please.
Let go of me. I'm going to respond.
I can't let you do that.
Etzelar de Diaz. Are you okay?
Diaz to Etzelar. I need some help.
So I see you found each other.
You were taking so long, the commander sent us to see what the problem was.
And you said you needed help while we were on the way.
Diaz, you were sent here with specific orders, and fighting your crewmate wasn't one of them. What the hell is going on here?
Let's just let them explain.
I'd like to hear that, because I know what it looks like.
Ask her! She was doing something with this. Copying all kinds of data.
This drive is unauthorized.
There are ISOs all over the floor.
And that's why I was in here, investigating this situation. And when Carter came looking for me, we got our wires crossed. It wasn't anything more than that.
Look, I wish I was wrong about this. That I was overreacting. More than anything. But I know what I saw. and it's not what she's saying.
I can't believe this.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think we need to call it into security. She can explain herself in the brig.
Hold on a minute. We don't need to put this on anyone's permanent record. Miranda, maybe you're feeling out of sorts and we should head to sickbay so the doc can check you out?
Yeah, I haven't felt right since I came back from Hotari. I think I should see the doctor.
You two know her? If you really think she's not well, we can take her to sickbay first. But what I know is this is a security breach, and we should treat it as such.
Please, just let me go see the doctor.
She did have a bumpy ride back on the shuttle. Come on, Carter. We should get her taken care of.
You better be sure about this.
This is Petty Officer Diaz. I need a security team to Deck 5.
This is unbelievable.
Foliage on Tau resembles underwater plant life on Earth. The universe is full of mysteries. Rydick here.
This is Ermont. Any trouble getting to the surface?
I'm really starting to miss transporters.
As long as this storm is around, you'd better learn to like shuttles. But if you can find the cause of the interference, we might be able to get back to transporting.
As if I needed another incentive. We both know there's a lot more than that riding on this.
Fair enough. You'll need to get in and out of the mine undetected, so I hope Minister Tylus can help in that regard.
So do I.
And to keep this covert, we'll refrain from contact unless absolutely necessary.
Understood. Rydick out. The ionic interferences coming from underground. I should find a safer way down there.
I saw your shuttle take off. Hopefully no one else did. It's good to see you. Even under these unfortunate circumstances.
You came alone?
Of course, why wouldn't I have?
We've recently discovered a great deal of deception on the part of the Hotari. Can't be too careful.
Well, I suppose I can't fault you for that. Though I thought I'd earned a little more faith by now.
Lead the way. I'll fill you in on what we've learned about the situation.
Follow me.
The device Galvin and Sidron brought back from the mines is being used to control some sort of warp disruption weapon that has the Resolute trapped in Hotari space. According to our readings, the power source for that device is on this moon, at the specific coordinates I sent you.
That sounds impossible. But explains the rumors of the Hotari controlling the Ionic Storm.
We strongly suspect the device was created by an ancient empire known as the Tukan.
The Tukan?
Once the most powerful civilization in the galaxy, but they've been gone for over 600,000 years.
It's hard to believe there's something like that on Tau.
Which is why I need proof. If we find hard evidence that Galvin and his allies are hiding dangerous Tukan technology, I can convince the Federation to let us intervene.
Understood. We're almost there.
That's the mine?
Prospect 614 North, Subdivision 20.
It's enormous.
Just one of the thousands across Tau. The pride of Hotari.
How do we get inside?
The structure that circles the mine has entry points for transporting equipment into the lower levels. They're guarded, but nothing I can't get past using my authority.
Well, that's good to hear.
As long as you can avoid being seen, I should be able to talk my way past any miner. And provide a little distraction for you in the process.
How do I avoid being seen?
You don't use the door. How dare you! Don't you know who I am? I am Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
That's not...
The Queen would be furious to hear you tried to deny me entry.
The Queen? But I just...
You just what? Just now realize the trouble you've made for yourself? And who exactly do you think you're going to report this to? Because I'll be reporting it as well, to someone much further up the ladder. You have no authority here. Do you understand who pays your wage? I can inform the Queen directly of this insolence.
There's no
You'll
need.
regret everything you said here today. You should have opened the doors the second I am here before you.
That's not the protocol. I didn't know
Each second you delay my entry will be recorded, processed, and permanently marked on your record. I can't believe this. Does your brain function?
Someone takes their breaks up here. Maybe the same guard who left that window unlocked.
You're digging your own grave.
I suppose the view is nice.
I've reached the end of my patience. Escort me to the maintenance bay.
I told you I can't just...
Now!
But fine.
A wise choice. Lead the way, and be quick.
Let's get a look inside you. all system access. Let's see if I can just... Bingo. Better hurry. Not sure how long she can keep him busy. Something in here is keeping that door closed. Got it. Should remove the security check on the door.
I didn't come here to educate an imbecile on royal protocol.
Of course not, Minister.
So I will be about my business here, and you will take yourself out of my sight. There you are.
You really let that guy have it.
It worked, didn't it? I'm used to having to throw my weight around. Hard to get anyone to listen to you otherwise.
I'm impressed. I didn't know you had it in you.
There's a lot you don't know about me. Underestimate me at your peril.
The catwalks were booby-trapped.
Galvin and Sidron have gone to great lengths to keep out the uninvited. Well, we're inside. Where do you want to start?
The ionic interference is coming from below us. We need to go deeper.
That lift goes down, at least at the changeover station. But we can't use it without DNA authorization from one of the guards.
I have an idea, but we need a few samples of DNA from the miners who work here.
Samples?
Fingerprints, sweat, blood.
Which will trick the machine and get us control of the lift.
That's the theory. Let's test it. No luck. Unless this console thinks I'm a Hotari guard, it won't work.
The guards work out of that building back there. Might have some DNA.
Do you think we could just find a way to climb over this?
Possibly. But the console on the lift itself is locked by the same system that locks this ramp.
No shortcuts, then.
I'm sure you can figure something out.
Hopefully that guard stays outside.
Oh, he will.
Wow, that is a lot of DNA. I should look for the most concentrated spots. I can use this. That's a stable DNA sample. It's only partial, but a few more should do it. Not concentrated enough. I should try somewhere else. There's gotta be stable DNA here. That's another I could use. Just need one more sample. Not enough. Gotta keep looking. This'll work. Perfect. That's enough to make the DNA profile. Time to go back to the lift. You're not coming inside?
There are some things I'd rather not smell.
Ah. An Illydian console.
All the managerial technology in the mines is Illydian.
So they can keep an eye on their investment.
That's how it is.
What's in all these containers?
These contain mining supplies, tools, energy packs for machinery.
Shouldn't mining supplies be inside the mines?
It is troubling. If the workers here aren't mining...
This facility doesn't seem well maintained. Hygiene clearly isn't a priority down here. I see what Tylus meant about the smell. Promising. Hotari must be tough on the inside, too. If they eat in here, it's likely there's some DNA in the room. Almost looks like coffee. Almost. I'll have some Ractigino when I get back to the ship. Leftovers. I should give this a scan. Some kind of glowing mineral being used as a light source. Might want one of these for my cabin, actually. That's an enormous tractor beam.
One of our strongest. The miners dump everything they find into the center, and the tractor beam moves it all up into the collector ship.
You sound a little proud of it.
The Illydians may have given us new tools, but the methods of excavation are all Hotari designed.
Think of anything else that might help?
No, sorry, I've been distracted. I've been to the mines before, but only during official state visits. In better days, even the Illydians showed deference to the Queen. But those days are gone, and I'm sure we were shielded from the harsher war conditions.
Outside your comfort zone?
To put it mildly, but I'm sure we can handle it together.
It worked. Theory proven.
I'll get it started.
Ready?
I'm a little afraid of what we might find down there.
We'll be okay. I've survived worse than this.
Well, I haven't. But I'll put my faith in you. For now. Jara. Stay back. There's a guard at the station. You'll have to hide.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
You watch your tone with me. I'm Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs. I speak for the Queen herself.
This is a restricted area. No one gains access without the approval of Galvin or Sidron.
Wait.
Jues Gawad Abawincha.
Let me go!
Who are you? What are you doing here?
You watch your tone with me. I'm Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs. I speak for the Queen herself.
This is a restricted area. No one gains access without the approval of Galvin or Sidron.
Wait.
Jues Gawad Abawencha.
Let me go!
Are you all right?
I don't know.
Are you injured?
No, I thought if I could talk my way through like always, I'd be fine, but... I'm a diplomat. This isn't what I do. I've never even fired a weapon. This is just... It's real now. I wasn't ready for this.
Tylus, you can do this.
I don't see what you're basing that on.
All you've shown me so far is an iron-willed determination to save your people. I don't expect that's changed.
No. No, it hasn't. My authority has never been challenged like that. It meant nothing to him.
So we should assume any Hatari we encounter from here on can't be reasoned with.
Agreed. The only loyalty they have down here is to Galvin and Sidron.
Can you switch over the lift?
The guard should have a scan card that will allow us to operate the switch.
Got it.
He's not dead, is he? He's still one of my people, and I didn't come here to take Otari lives.
My phaser's set to stun. He'll be perfectly fine, just unconscious for a while.
I see. We don't have that sort of technology on our weapons.
Good to know. The energy readings are emanating from this tunnel. It's sure to be guarded in there. Stay low and follow my lead. Is that all dilithium?
Not all of it. We excavate large chunks of rock that contain varying amounts of dilithium ore. It's sorted and processed at the collector ship above.
More guards.
I take that as a sign we're getting close.
I'll get a closer look. Looks like they've improvised a barrier.
Yes, we must be getting closer.
We need that particular card, don't we?
I'm afraid so.
Can you open that door?
Not without that scan card.
We don't have time to wait for them to finish whatever they're doing. We'll have to try to keep low and sneak past them.
I'm starting to see the utility of a phaser.
I wouldn't stand a chance against all three of them. I don't like our options here. I have to get us that card so we can open the door.
How? If they detect you, Galvin and Sidron's followers are clearly willing to kill to protect whatever is in this mine.
Hey, I'm trained for this. I'll be fine.
What should I do?
Avoid being seen. Stick to the edge of the room, and meet me at the door.
Almost done here. I wish the Lydians would try something else. They saw our power, our resolve. They're terrified of us. Until the plan is complete, we're vulnerable. Then get back to work, and we'll complete the plan more quickly. Processing. Taste our victory. Almost complete. Arrogant Lydians. Someone's here. You're finished!
Avoid being seen. Stick to the edge of the room, and meet me at the door.
Lydian technology is such a hassle. It's going along. I wish the Lydians would try something else. They saw the power, our resolve. They're terrified of us. Until the plan is complete, we're vulnerable. Then get back to work, and we'll complete the plan more quickly. Good. Good. Arrogant Lydians. An intruder. It's so dark in here. What's that? You! Stop!
Avoid being seen. Stick to the edge of the room and meet me at the door.
You Lydians won't try something else. They saw our power, our resolve. They're terrified of us. Until the plan is complete, we're vulnerable. Then get back to work, and we'll complete the plan more quickly. What's that? Got you!
Avoid being seen. Stick to the edge of the room and meet me at the door.
Okay, I don't know if there's anybody still watching this, but if this happens again, I'm just going to rage quit.
Lydians won't try something else. They saw our power, our resolve. They're terrified of us. Until the plan is complete, we're vulnerable. Then get back to work, and we'll complete the plan more quickly. I can taste our victory. Almost complete. An intruder. You're finished.
Avoid being seen. Stick to the edge of the room, and meet me at the door.
Something else. They saw our power, our resolve. They're terrified of us. Until the plan is complete, we're vulnerable. Then get back to work, and we'll complete the plan more quickly. Anyone who prevents our destiny shall be eliminated. How long is Galvin going to make us wait? I'm not worried. He's led us well so far. It's a miracle we're even here.
I'd melt if I went through there.
Been waiting for so long.
Moving.
Patience, brother. We'll get our chance. It's inevitable after all. That it is.
Stay close.
Stop!
What?
Motion sensors. They'll trigger an alarm. We'll be found.
Invisible to the naked eye.
They could be anywhere. How will we get through?
this?
It's where the uprising started. Hotari don't do this. We defend ourselves, but we don't kill on this scale, this level of savagery.
There's no such thing as a bloodless rebellion.
I don't know if we should keep going. So much death. I don't want to end up like them.
We'll make sure they didn't die for nothing. What we learn here could save the rest of your people.
Okay. Okay.
Whatever happened here, it made the Illydians abandon the mines. Let's find out what they're so scared of. Is this the effects of an Illydian disruptor?
Yes.
Disruptors are cruel weapons. From the blast marks, it looks like the Illydians had far greater firepower. Footprints. Illydian boots. Running back the way we came. Tylus.
What?
What kind of weapon did this?
This is like nothing I've ever seen or heard of. My people don't have a weapon that does this.
What else can you tell me? What an awful way to die. This must be why the Illydians are so afraid. Technology that surpasses their own, in the hands of the Hotari that they've lorded over for centuries.
Where did this weapon come from?
Well, the crystals are giving off tetrametric pulses. If I set my tricorder to search for that frequency, it'll lead us right to the source. This makeshift barrier forced the Illydians to enter from the service corridor, creating a choke point. Quite the advanced tactic for a species that's never waged war. This Illydian tried to run.
They didn't let him.
Think they parked this here on purpose?
One way to find out.
Need any help?
I've got it.
This concentration of tetrametric radiation has never been recorded. Whatever they're hiding, it's right through here.
This feels strange.
The crystals are increasing, growing outward, replacing the soil.
It's like an infection. A parasite. Growing inside Tau.
Incredible.
This is definitely not Hotari.
It's the remnants of the Takan Empire.
I don't think we should be here.
This is exactly where we should be. Every strange thing we've seen in this system, it might all come from this room. We need to learn everything we can. Somewhat resembles a transporter pad.
What are we looking at?
It's made of the same crystalline material as the rest of this place. But I can't tell much else. Might be some kind of sleep mode. I can't analyze this further unless it starts working normally.
Maybe we can turn it on from somewhere else.
Hopefully. Let's keep looking around. How are you holding up?
I knew Galvin and Sidron were dangerous. Now I know they're more powerful than I could have imagined. But the worst of it is knowing they got there by turning our people against their own. Can your device read this?
It can roughly translate the words, but we don't have enough Taconian language on record to understand how it's structured.
Oh well. What is it?
The device's primary function is to transmute lithium into this quantized crystalline compound. Possibly for the creation of weapons.
Do you think one of these was used on that Elydian in the tunnels?
Such a cruel weapon. Looks like some sort of replicator.
I can't get it to work.
It has power. Must be looking for some other kind of authorization. This suggests there's some type of complex life form contained within each crystal.
Life form? There's something alive in these tiny crystals?
That's what it says, but hard to imagine how that's possible. Our science division will have a field day with this. We need to study it on the ship. Look familiar?
It's almost identical to the console Galvin has hidden in the palace. It looks like a control surface. Feels wrong.
I'll get what I need, and we can get out of here.
Thank you. Is it too, convenient that we found this place unguarded?
There's an old Earth saying about never looking a gift horse in the mouth.
What's a horse?
Never mind. Crystallized lithium compound. Its internal structure is extremely ordered. In fact, the states of these crystals on a subatomic level suggests a storage device of some kind. Energy levels are both stable and ordered, like information. Some of them appear to be depleted.
What kind of information would you deplete?
I see it.
What's happening?
Someone turned it on.
There's no one here. Maybe the device I saw in the palace can send a signal?
If that's the case, we may not be alone for long. Let's hurry.
Feel the power coming off it.
I've never seen this kind of energy before. I'll need to record this with my tricorder. This can't be right. It's putting out almost 50 zettajoules of energy.
I assume that's a lot?
Enough to power this entire quadrant. This amount of power, the kind of radiation it's putting out, it's the cause of the storm. The warp disrupting beam, all of it.
What do we do now?
We get back to the Resolute. They have to know about this. Come on, let's... Quickly. We have to hide.
This is outrageous! I demand you let me go!
No need to complain. You're about to receive a gift beyond your wildest imagination. If anything, I consider it an honor.
What is that? What are you doing?
You'll see soon enough.
I can influence the course of the negotiations. I can make sure the Hotari get the better end of the bargain.
So can I.
And that is where I'm going to leave it. Yeah, so we'll pick up another time from this spot. See you later, guys. Bye.